There. Except we're live! I don't know why it's always a surprise to us.
Well, I think today it was just minor technical difficulties. I had minor technical difficulties right before this. So
well, that's when it always happens. It never happens in the 30 minutes before the show. It's always 5 minutes before the show.
Yeah, that's sweating just a little bit.
Because of the technical difficulties?
Yeah. Well, and also it's warm today.
It is warm.
I mean, it's nice. It's nice.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and it's going to keep getting hotter. It's
just like us. What?
Whoop! We've turned into a different show now. Now we're like the Kardashians. I mean, they're ending, so.
Oh, that's too bad.
I guess we have to take over.
Y'all. Oh, do you see Eddie back there?
He's gonna love this.
My God. Welcome,
everyone. Yes.
CNC in conversation. Look, I have so much more space. Love this.
No, you can stretch. You can stretch your arms.
The only thing is, I was looking forward to being separated. Hey, Rax.
Hi, Raquel. Raquel is watching. Raquel Von Giovanni. Hello, guys. I'm assuming Dave is there too. Hello, Chris. Too hot. Aw, aren't you sweet?
Too hot. Hot damn.
Chris, I want you to follow me around and give me compliments. Could you do that for me, please? Some days I just need them.
Follow me around. You're too hot.
Oh, did he mean like the mic? Was he just giving me direction like Dave does? It's the mic. He's like, turn it down. Good evening, Richard Malmos. What's a party here?
You want me to read Richard's?
Yes. So yes, before we went on air, Claudia was before she had all her technical difficulties, she was about to read to me Richard Malmos's text. So now I never got to hear it. So here we go.
Can I read it, Richard?
Is it okay, Richard? We're gonna have a delayed reaction, so you won't know if it's not okay until you're halfway through it.
It's very torrid.
Aw, any day. Thanks, Chris. All right.
I'm just gonna read it because I haven't heard. Oh, is that the little beer emoji? Good evening.
It is beer and hearts. I don't have beer.
He goes, looking forward to the show tonight. It won't be long till you can get vaccinated. We'd love to see you when this shit dies down. Yeah. I can't wait to see anyone.
Yeah.
Till this shit dies down. Wear your masks. I have so much to share with you. What? I didn't even process that part.
Yeah.
What do you want to share?
Yeah. You're telling the world something that he wasn't ready to tell.
Are you having a baby?
Is he pregnant?
Are you pregnant?
Richard, you're pregnant. Congratulations.
The things that science does these days, a super fast vaccine, Richard's pregnant. Miss ya, and tell Chrissy we love her. Honestly, you guys have been a breath of fresh air.
Aw, thank you, Richard. We love you. All of you guys.
So this is when I show you my boobs. Okay.
Oh, no, Claudia.
Okay. I don't know. I got a compliment. That's what I did.
Claudia overreacts to compliments sometimes. So, Chris, I'm not going to let you follow her around in public anyway. So you can follow her around somewhere else. But like I said, she overreacts a little bit. So I'm sorry if I'm spoiling all the fun.
Oh, Richard said no.
Oh,
it's never happened.
Oops. Well, Richard, you should have thought about that before you got pregnant.
Now that's all I'm going to think about. Are you guys moving? What's happening? What's going on?
I know.
I mean, I guess I haven't seen you in like a year and a half, so.
Right, there's kind of a lot to catch up on.
Yeah.
Yes, and as we've talked about, there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're seeing more and more people be vaccinated. It is only a matter of time, maybe still a long time, but a matter of time before we get back to live shows, and it'll happen eventually in the coming year.
I don't know. You read that article I sent you. I don't know.
You did. Wait, oops, sorry, Chris. Yes, I spoiled the fun. I spoiled the fun. You know what? I'm going to put that one up because it's more effective when we do it that way.
Yeah, who doesn't want to see almost 43-year-old titties?
Hey, 43 is the new 33.
That's not that much of a difference.
Well, it is though.
23.
Well, I have a hard time just flat out lying.
And at 23, I had no boobs. Like,
Oh, see?
Or areolas.
Oh,
I almost
okay.
call them aureolas.
Isn't this
That would
nice?
have been delicious.
We've invited my friend Jay's son on
Oh,
for this particular show, and this is the show you've decided to talk all about boobs.
Out of sight, out of mind. He's an adult.
Look, he's an adult. Yes, that's right. He's in college. It's not the first time he's heard the word boobs.
Just because you've known him since he was a little baby.
Yes. I still picture little Charlie with his curly mop running around in a diaper. Sorry, Charlie. Oh.
And I didn't know him as a baby. So. I'm still like, oh.
Is that your cat?
Hold on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he knows he's in trouble.
Oh, great. Can you tell him to wait to be in trouble till after the show? Hello? All right, well, it's just me. Sorry, Charlie. Hi, Raquel. It's the boob show, says Richard Malmos. Good. You're back in time for me to, say that we should have a moment of silence for Beverly Cleary.
Beverly Cleary, George Siegel. Jessica Walter.
So 3 this week. We
3.
did it. 3. Jay Kogen, more boobs.
Don't encourage this, goddammit.
Look, they've all got your number now. They've all got your number.
Yeah, those are some 3 pretty prolific people.
Yeah. Beverly Cleary was today, so that was forefront of my mind. But I've been seeing some really, really wonderful tributes to George Siegel over the last few days. I know several people who got to work with him. So seemed like a good guy. And
one of those guys that I didn't realize how much stuff he was in. Can you hear that? Okay,
yeah, we can hear it, but it's all right.
Yeah,
We'll just
I was just going to say George Siegel is hot when he was younger. Keep talking about that.
Apparently George Siegel, she thinks was hot when he was younger. Yeah, he was. But Beverly Cleary is the one. I'm sure we all had read some of her books as kids. And I know I read them when I was younger, and then I read them to Alina when she was little. And they're great books. They're great books. And that's a big loss to the children's book community. I just talked all about Beverly Cleary.
Oh.
But her, yeah. What the hell is the cat doing? That's a great question, Chris.
Well, technically he's still a kitten and he has a lot of energy. He's very spirited.
You sound like one of those parents who, when the other parents complain at the playground, like he's spirited. It's not. There's nothing wrong with him.
He has trouble focusing.
They have medication for that. That's all I'm gonna say.
You grew up with Beverly Cleary, right? Like I wasn't allowed to read a lot of
that's right.
see or read a lot of things. So she's somebody that I read as an adult just so I could have some sort of context about Are You There, God? Like any of these books that
Beverly Cleary, Judy Blume was Are You
Judy
There, God?
Blume. That's right. Because she was trending today.
They were the same.
What?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she had some nice words for Beverly Cleary. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Beverly Cleary was like the Ramona books.
Yes, Ramona. That's
Ramona
what I'm thinking.
Quimby. I think Fudge was Judy Blume, but yeah, just so many great books. Get your pushy under control. Wait,
Pussy.
I just have to. Everybody's going crazy today. It's Friday.
Yes, the Ramona books. Again had to, like all of these books I had to read as an adult just so I could have some reference when I'm talking to my colleagues about pop culture.
Yeah. I think
Literature.
I don't remember that Beverly Cleary ever. So Judy Blume, as most people who read Judy Blume knows, that like you would take her up into adulthood. Like you could read Judy Blume books because she had Forever was like the first like naughty Judy Blume book I read.
True,
And it was like,
true.
oh, they're talking about sex. Um, and even in her, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, it sort of touches on things that you're like, it's very, it's very of your, when you're reading it, if you're in puberty and you're going through all these things, she just had her finger on the pulse. And so I just think like both of those authors, I mean, just left such an indelible mark for youth growing up and reading those things.
And she's 104. Like,
that's amazing.
That's an incredible run. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, but I'm impressed.
No. We should bring on our guest before we talk about anything else that is maybe not untoward.
Inappropriate?
Inappropriate. Let's bring on our guest. So our guest tonight is, last week we had his dad on, Jay Kogen, prolific writer of everything comedy. And today we have his genius son on. He's going to hate that I introduce him like that, or maybe he won't. Here we go. Charlie Kogen. Please welcome Charlie Kogen. Hi, Charlie.
Hello.
Hi. I hope you enjoyed the pre-show.
Yeah, that was a lot. But I don't know. Yeah.
Just be grateful that she didn't actually show her
Yes.
boobs.
But George Siegel, Beverly Cleary, Jessica Walter, all very sad.
Yes. Yes. I don't know why we're laughing, frankly.
But yeah.
I think how awkward Charlie's acting right now because I put him in an awkward position. But
Yeah, you may have.
things
Yeah.
that I was saying.
Yep. You're going to be called out. Charlie's going to go on Twitter later and be like, "I was me too'd by the CNC show."
I actually don't have a Twitter, so.
Oh, thank God!
No.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Although I kind of feel like I should get one, so not just for this.
Specifically.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you might want to start one after the show.
But in general, though, I feel like I could stand to be a part of the Twitterverse.
I think it might be time for you. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not part of the Twitterverse, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
For promotional purposes. I
Yeah,
think.
if nothing else. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. People do fun things on Twitter.
They also do a lot of horrible things.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
But-
it's a combination for sure.
Yeah, but I like comedians' Twitters. Like
Yes.
they're fun to read.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Dionne Warwick. She just joined Twitter. She's hilarious.
What?
Hilarious.
Dionne Warwick?
They make fun of it on SNL all the time.
Yes.
Really?
Twitter.
But she truly does tweet like that. Like they're just these random non sequiturs, or she'll be like, "Hey, Chance the Rapper," blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
like out of nowhere. You're like, it says she's amazing.
Yeah.
Well-
Yeah, she had a really good tweet about about some other, like, it wasn't Chance the Rapper. It was like about some other musician, about like their stage name. Wait. So wait, was it? Maybe it was 2 Chainz. Wait.
That she didn't understand why they. Oh, maybe it was. Maybe she was like, "Why is it Chance the Rapper?" I think she had a question about.
Oh yeah, no,
name.
yeah, no, it was Chance the Rapper. That's it. It was like, well, if he is a rapper, why does he need the rapper in his name? Like, I think that was what.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's just
She's not wrong.
It's like she's thinking out loud, and she's just like, "Oh."
Yeah, actually, I'm thinking of a different thing with 2 Chainz. I think 2 Chainz sampled a Tom Lehrer song, and Tom Lehrer, being the, I don't know, old kind of weird quirky guy that he's like, "Please give my regards to Mr. Chainz, or may I call him too?" This is the tagline.
I love that.
So you're a lurker on Twitter. You just don't have your own account? Is that what's happening?
No, I mean, like, or sometimes like people will post things on Instagram that are like screenshots of Twitter, and
Yes.
I see things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's this comedian I really like named Gary Gulman. who has a lot of good. Like,
He's great.
yeah, I love Gary Gulman. I think my dad. I don't know. I think my dad and him have like tweeted at one another. But yeah, he's great. Like, I'm a big fan of his. And yeah, but he had this great bit about like the top 20, like he ranked all of the consonants, just
Yes.
like top 21 consonants.
You know, I laugh, but that's something probably that Raquel Bongiovanni and I would do. We
Totally.
yeah. We have an affinity for language and letters and things.
Yeah. No, but this is
Nerdy,
like
nerdy.
Yeah, he's in very much in that realm with the 21 consonants. Like I think he called F the letter's letter. I thought that was great.
No,
Oh my god, I have to look this up.
He's a great comic, like all of his stuff.
Yes, all of his very like I don't know, great takes, like witty takes on sort of like very trivial subjects. And like he has like a whole hierarchy of cookies. He has
Yes.
yeah, great stuff.
Wow, I need his lists. He needs to like have a book of lists.
Yeah, he
I
goes
think I would
like
like that.
item by item. Yeah.
Yeah. We should mention that you are a singer, songwriter, actor.
I guess so. Yeah.
Your dad says you are starting in comedy writing as well.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's start there since it's the last thing I said. For no other reason.
Okay.
Because I know you as a singer-songwriter. I mean, I know you as, our family friend as well. But
Yeah.
When did you start writing comedy, and what are you writing at this point that you're
Well, I'm not
experimenting on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in high school, I wrote a few one-act plays that I were perform. Like we had like a playwrights festival at my high school, and so like I wrote some. They were like kind of like I'd say they weren't like they were funny, but they were also like pretty heartfelt in some places too. But I mean like that was kind of my first experience, like sort of putting that kind of thing all together. But over the past couple of, I guess the past like half year, I've been writing satire articles for my school paper.
Oh,
nice.
The Stanford Daily.
Cool.
Or I guess the satire section is called the Stanford Occasionally. But,
nice.
But yeah, but it's a good time. I've written like, I don't know, a few, like, I don't know, I guess, I don't even know if I've written 10, I've probably written like 9 articles maybe, or like contribute, but I've also helped with their video segments. I've like written monologue jokes. I've written
cool.
skits and been in skits and stuff.
Very
But, yeah.
cool. You're a sophomore there right now, right?
Yes, although I took a leave of absence in the fall, and I did a thing called a flex term in the winter.
Okay.
So like I took basically one class for free, and then but
that's a big deal at Stanford.
Yeah, although I mean I don't know, the class that I took was kind of like I don't know, it was 2 units, and I was getting 2 units for teaching, like a 1 unit. There's a lot of units.
Right, you're kind of glossing over that teaching thing.
Yeah, no, but I was actually teaching a songwriting seminar type of thing. That was kind of fun.
And how do you structure a class like that? How long is it? How do you structure it?
It was over the course of 10 weeks, basically 1 hour a week, like Fridays from 1 to 2 was basically and I kind of, first I think the first week was kind of just me trying to get a sense of where people were at with it, because some people had like come in with a lot of knowledge of like music and songwriting, and then some people kind of like, this is their first time writing. They picked up a guitar over quarantine or something. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I was kind of mostly thinking in terms of like sort of broader creative principles, like that can be applied, I guess, mostly to any art form. But I was thinking about like stealing like an artist. I tried to sort of like teach examples of that and have people put that into practice. And I also tried to sort of, I mean, I don't think I did as good a job of this, but I tried to teach like sort of creative constraint and like sort of structuring, like, I don't know. So I think song structure is kind of an underrated part of songwriting, but just like, I don't know, sort of knowing that you're going to put a verse here and a chorus here and a bridge here, just sort of knowing all that kind of going in and like sort of setting those parameters for yourself. And it kind of makes it a little bit easier sometimes.
I just wanted to reiterate that you are a sophomore at Stanford teaching a songwriting course, a 10-week songwriting course.
Although I did not, it wasn't like I couldn't like fail people. Like I was not the one giving like it was a satisfactory no credit class.
Yeah.
So I mean, if people showed up and like did what they had to do, like they got credit.
Yeah. Did they pay you? Did they pay you?
No, it wasn't. Although people do get, I have some friends that get paid to be TAs for like the computer science classes.
Yeah.
I have like that's a pretty sweet gig that some of my friends.
Well, I'm gonna write a letter to Stanford because that's inappropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. They're arts. They're like, we don't have to pay the artists, people.
Don't ever do that again.
Yes. No, it's true. That is a struggle for all of us artists, especially when we're younger. That I hope you don't end up with the same, attitude toward it. When we were younger, we would basically do anything that people asked of us because they would tell us, well, it's for exposure. You're going to get such great exposure. And come to find out, it didn't do anything for you.
Yeah. Although, I don't know. Exposure, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like I could use some exposure these days.
I
There's
think
a fine line, though.
Yeah.
There's a fine line.
Yeah, no.
Between taking advantage of artists.
At a certain point, I feel
there's
like
a timeline. Just don't do it when you're 43.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, draw the line at some point.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
We're still learning that lesson.
Yeah.
we have not drawn the line yet. But I'm just saying, you're valuable.
Well, thank you. I feel valued.
Good.
Charlie, when did you start? I sort of have a vague memory of this, but when did you start playing piano?
I probably started. I don't know. I probably like tinkered with it as like a toddler when I was maybe like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But I didn't take. I started taking lessons like when I was, I don't know, maybe like in kindergarten. Like I don't know. I started young. Like I maybe was like 5. Like when I took. I remember the first piano teacher I had was like this mean Russian lady who like.
Like my first ballet teacher.
Yeah, but I only had her for like 4 lessons or something like that, and I just like it was just like no. Just,
They're mean.
Yeah, she was like, you have to play up on the keys. Like I don't know. I don't remember, for some reason I remember her saying that. I don't. Maybe I just made that up in my head. Just like you have to play up on the keys. You cannot hand the flat. You up on the keys. But yeah, that was but then I took lessons with a guy named Peter Waldman. Shout out Peter Waldman. He was a great piano teacher. I took lessons from him from like 5 to 12 or 13. I don't know. But he's like, I don't know. He also I did a little bit of guitar with him and some other things. But yeah. And then I took some piano, and then I started like doing some jazz in high school. Mm-hmm. And that was an interesting time. But yeah.
Interesting, like you didn't like it, or interesting that it was just a different thing that was new?
It was a different thing. I mean, because I feel like when you're a kid, sort of getting your bearings and all of this, it's sort of like you're learning notes, you're learning just sort of basic chords and scales but I mean, jazz has some of that too. There's a lot of scales. Like I did not have like the chops that I needed for a lot of this stuff.
Well, it's funny you say that because the clip that we played last week of yours, More Than a Muse, you do a solo in it that is very jazzy. So much, it's very jazzy in that.
Yeah, I guess it is pretty jazzy, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you do have the chops for it. It's just, I think you could if you wanted to.
Probably the styles that you prefer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I liked jazz. Like I love the jazz style. I mean, like it's just like
you and Jeff Goldblum are never gonna be duetting.
Well, yeah. Well, with Jeff Goldblum, it's all about the sort of like the staring and the eye contact as he plays Watermelon Man or whatever. Like, but yeah, no, I did. But there's definitely sort of like a thinking on your feet kind of feeling and also like, I don't know, just sort of a whole different set of rules and theory and
yeah.
But yeah, no, but I think that like, I don't know, but jazz is more of like, I guess if you have the mindset, you don't need as much of the virtuosity. Like, I feel like if you're thinking in jazz, like, don't know, anything you play will sound good. Like I don't.
I'm going to put this up. This is Raquel's take on jazz is for musicians and people who love math.
Yeah, fair enough.
That could be said about, I think, most styles of music. I think jazz, like, I mean, my brother, you know my brother, actually,
Yeah.
right? Tony, who's a jazz musician. And, yeah, I mean, you definitely have to have some chops to keep up with those guys. Richard would like to know what your major is.
Oh, yes. I am undeclared at the moment.
Oh,
But currently leaning towards, I don't know, I was thinking maybe history. I don't know, but I feel like, but history seems like, I don't know, like at Stanford.
I was not expecting that answer.
Yeah. I don't know. What were you expecting? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, I guess because I'm going from my perspective and my child, that it was either going to be like music or maybe writing or maybe acting or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not quite sure. I mean, like I've taken classes in different departments, but yeah, I don't know. I think I want to take more music classes at Stanford, but I don't know if I want to like major in music. But there are some.
You're
cool
smarter
classes.
than say my family is what you're saying. You're gonna get a real degree.
Well, I mean, I just feel like I don't know. As long as I feel like I don't know, I'm like blessed to be at a school like Stanford, and I feel like I might as well take advantage of all the different kind of like. I mean, they have cool music stuff, but I mean, like I just feel like I don't know if I'm gonna get a degree from there. I feel like I should almost like just be a CS major. Like I might as well be. But
no, I think that's amazing. It is smart. I mean, we've actually talked to Alina about like maybe you need to minor in business at least if you're going to major in theater.
But I mean, but I don't know. But I feel like I wish people followed their passions too. Like I mean, I feel like I know a lot of people who like I don't know, sort of like put sort of their creative ambitions aside to study things that are like more practical. But
you actually have an interest in all these other things, so I think that's the difference. I think you are following passions because you're going where it leads you. Is what it seems like. That's my take, anyway.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like I'm still kind of like in exploration mode in terms of like what I want to major in. Like I took a CS class. I don't think it's. I don't know. It was fun. It was interesting. I don't think it's for me. I don't know, but
I also think like I mean, as somebody who was a dancer for so long, like I never went to college for dance. You know, I went to school for other things, but because I did it for so, and I think obviously you're going to be playing music for the rest of your life, and probably performing and probably very successful at it. So why not at this point major in history and something which is fascinating? That was one of my favorite subjects in high school. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Charlie, when did you start songwriting?
I probably started writing songs. I don't know. I always kind of like, I don't know. I always like making people laugh. Like I think it maybe just runs in my DNA.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. If any of you know my family, and I'm sure there are other members of my family watching this, but yeah. I mean, so I feel like the first kind of songs that I wrote were either like sort of funny little ditties that like were just I don't know. I don't even really know how to describe what kind of they were like. I feel like I would just kind of like have like they're almost like I feel like I'd write a lot of poems, like funny poems about things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like a weird poem about like puppet shows when I was like 6 that I came across. I don't know, like in the past years. But anyway, yeah. But that was like kind of the genesis of it. And then I like was playing music. And then maybe like when I was 10, I was like, hey, I can like put these two things together. And I can like, and I also like a lot of things that I like. My mom would play a lot of interesting things in the car on the way to school. I don't know. Like I feel like I took in a lot of music. And then like when I was 10, I was like, I'm gonna write a song. And I wrote a song. And it was like okay, but it was kind of still silly. But I'd say like when I was like I don't know 13 or 14, I started writing like sort of more serious, sensitive songs.
Right. All right.
And I have a question to tag along with that. And it's also for Chrissy as well, because I hadn't really thought about this before, but I was listening to or watching an interview with Amanda Gorman, the poet laureate, you know, and somebody asked her, and I can't remember which interview it was. Somebody asked her how was she inspired to write poetry? Like what inspired her? Did she see images that, you know, just that would bring it out of her, or things like that. And it was so interesting because she was like, no, I don't think in images. I don't think in pictures. I think in words, and I think in phrases. And that's what inspires me. And then made me think, I was like, oh, because I think in pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm choreographing or directing or anything, like I see a picture, I don't see. So I'm curious, like, what your process is as a songwriter and somebody who's just so naturally gifted with it. What is it? Is it, I mean, is it a mixed bag of things? Do you see pictures, or do you see the notes and the chords?
I mean, it all kind of depends. I think I definitely feel like with the music, I'm trying to set a mood more than anything else. Sometimes I feel like that's a bit more visual than like, I feel like if I sort of want a song to have like a certain aesthetic, I definitely sort of feel like that's more visual. But I feel like in terms of lyrics, I definitely think in terms of phrasing and like words, and like I'm always kind of looking for like turns of phrase that are interesting or sort of like catchy, or I mean, like, I don't know, catchy I feel like is kind of subjective, but sort of like interesting phrases that people remember. But I think so. Yeah, I think, but there are times when I'm thinking lyrically in terms of image. Like if I want to sort of set a scene, which I feel like happens sometimes. Like it happens semi-frequently in my lyrics, but I feel like, but even then, I feel like I'm still thinking in terms of phrase. And I definitely think, because actually I'm taking a monthly class right now, being taught by Ryan Tedder about songwriting and about production. And like his approach is like totally opposite to mine, because he writes. It seems like he sort of takes a few chords and just kind of like loops them, and then writes a melody, and then like he sort of like sings gibberish over it until he's like happy with it, and then writes lyrics, and that's how he writes the song. I feel like I usually like to start with lyrics, and then find the melody, and then find the rest of it. And I think both approaches can work, but it's just like, it was just interesting. Kind of made me feel like he sort of starts more with a mood. Like I feel like I start more with phrase and then I go into image. I feel like maybe he starts with like image and then goes into phrases.
That's it's something I just never really thought about. Like, I mean, how do you think of things, Chrissy?
For me?
Like, I mean, how do you? I
would say mostly pictures.
Yeah.
It's mostly pictures for me. But I remember hearing an interview. Well, it was about the Smiths and talking about their process, and like Bowie's process was very interesting too with lyrics. But with the Smiths, actually, they would go in and record the music, not knowing anything about what will the lyrics be at all. There was nothing.
Yeah,
so they would just go record the music, and then Morrissey would just come into the studio separately and lay down what the lyrics ended up being, and the choruses and the whatever. They didn't plan that ahead of time. And then Bowie, like his process, I mean, famously, like it's sort of one of those word generator things where he would just like grab words from
out of a magazine. Or just like,
yeah. So it's so interesting that, I mean, it works all ways. It's just everybody's brains are different. So,
it's so interesting.
It is. It really is. And who are there particular songwriters or singers that have influenced you the most?
Like,
I mean, that's such a generic question. I know that, but still.
But you're funny and you're musical, so you remind me of like a Tim Minchin or somebody like that.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
I like Tim Minchin a lot, but I wouldn't say that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't say that like a lot of my songs, or at least like the songs that I like sort of put on my Spotify and like market to the public in a big way, are funny. But I feel like there is some kind of like, but I definitely think that like humor, I don't know, there can be like, I can sort of stand like, because I feel like I compartmentalize the humor part of my like the sort of more sensitive, but I feel like I can sort of let them mingle a little bit more.
Yeah, your songs are very sensitive. I love it. I love them. They're very romantic and sensitive. It's you recorded an album. Well, you said earlier that it was off air that it was about a year and a half ago actually.
Yes.
But I say you just you say it was like 6 months ago because the last year doesn't count.
For sure. Yeah. Just take off the pandemic and it was 6 or 7 months ago.
Yeah. So
but
like
yeah.
6 months ago, you recorded an album.
Yeah, but yeah, I did. But I also I have put out some music since then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of which is Unmarked Ticket, and then I had a song called Beach in My Backyard, which was kind of like COVID meets Margaritaville a little bit.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Actually, maybe that is kind of like a little funny song. But
There,
I mean, like,
see?
it's a little tongue in cheek. But I mean, like,
yeah.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun. I don't know. It's very like it was very of the moment at the time I made it. But I don't know if it's like aged or I mean, like I don't know. It's a good time.
That's
But
what it should be for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Richard
Richard.
Malmos is asking, can we hear a song tonight? Yes, we can. We're actually going to play. I was just going to suggest we play it now. Oops, am I frozen? No. Okay, there we go.
No.
I'm going to share a song that Charlie has shared with us for tonight. Do you want to do a little introduction to this song, or do you want me to just play it? It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, well, I think the video that I sent in has I can make my own introduction for this.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm getting the spinning wheel of death right now, so hold on just a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
We're still all talking, though. We're still on air, right, everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I was just thinking because your album came out right when the outdoor concert
Yes.
happened, right?
Yeah,
Right
like
at the
maybe
time,
That's right.
within a few weeks of that. Yeah.
which seems like
Ah.
it just happens. And
Yeah.
that's the whole.
It seems like both
Yes.
yesterday and like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did an outdoor concert, a Studio CNC outdoor event, which was all young songwriters, singer-songwriters, and Charlie included. All of you were, at the time, 18 and under, I believe.
Yeah, I think I was just about to turn 18.
Yeah.
when that-
Yeah, that's true. You were just
Yeah, I
about
think
to
it was
turn
like
18.
a couple days before my birthday.
Yeah, so everybody was, under 18.
Yeah, no, that
But it was amazing. It was such a great
was
concert.
great.
All of you
Yeah.
were so good.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
All right, this seems to be working. So let's listen to you.
Okay. Yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, me. The morning bright and clear. There's nothing for me here, so it seems. I may have lost my dreams. I thought that things would change, but still I am a stranger in this land. How fortune came and freedom went, I guess I wasn't meant to understand. So I'm at the station with an unmarked ticket, waiting for the train up on the track. And if it ever comes, I might not pick it, but if it picks me, I never would look back. Some people think they know just where they want to go, and that's alright. I guess I'll just sit tight. And I've tried to take the lead, and I thought that I could heed a higher call. But I've never had to start from scratch, with no one there to catch me when I fall. So I'm at the station with an unmarked ticket, waiting for a train up on the track. And if it ever comes, I might not pick it, but if it picks me, I never would look back. If I stay, I'll be secure. I know I can endure without my pride. I'll keep it all inside. And if I go, I'll pay some dues. With nothing left to lose, I think I'll find I may gain some insight, lose some trust, and in the end, home's just a state of mind. So I'm at the station with an unmarked ticket, waiting for the train up on the track.
not pick it, but if it picked me, I never would look back. So I'm at the station with an unmarked ticket, waiting for a train up on the track. And if it ever comes, I might not pick it, but if it picked me, I never would look back. If it picked me, I never would look back. If it picked me, I never would look back.
Amazing. Amazing. That was so good.
Yeah. Your range is kind of dumb.
Yeah. We kind of hate you.
Well, I mean,
Young, talented. It's
I don't know if
annoying.
my range is dumb. But
Dumb is, I mean,
I know. Like,
Dumb is good.
I know dumb is good, but I'm just like I feel like I'm like croaking at like an F these days.
No. What?
Yeah.
I mean, this is from like a couple months ago.
Yeah, you were so much better then.
So much younger.
Yeah, but like I was recording something today, and I was just like, I don't know. There was a lot of cracking. Let's just say.
Well, I'm in the same boat. So,
Well, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Where can people find your music, Charlie?
People can find it. I mean, best of all, Spotify. I don't know. Charlie Kogen is my artist name and my name.
Yeah, we've got your Charlie Kogen music. Yeah, it is your name. You're very good.
Yes. My middle name is Kogen. Last name is Music.
Charlie Kogen music.
My parents named me very aptly. But anyway. Yeah, Spotify. I don't know. Charlie Kogen. I don't know. Put me on playlists. I don't know. Just do that whole
Well,
thing.
I think you got the biggest compliment of all. I think it was right after, or maybe right before we did the concert. So that was almost 2 years ago now, where Alina heard your music and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to add him to my playlist." And I mean, that was coming from a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, no, that was a big compliment.
That's a big compliment.
I see I think I saw the playlist that she put me on my Spotify artist.
Oh, yeah?
page. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
No, because I don't know. I think like but it's weird though. I think if you get put on a certain amount of playlists, only then can you see like what specific playlists you're on.
All right, everybody, put Charlie Kogen on your playlist.
Put my songs on your playlists.
That's right.
It helps the algorithm.
He has so many great songs. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like you really are so truly talented. You're such a just amazing talent.
Thank you.
I'm forever a fan. And Richard Malmo says, very nice, a little bit of Arlo Guthrie.
Oh, maybe a
Yeah,
little
that
bit.
song, I could hear that on that.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more folky in flavor.
yeah.
Yeah. The More Than Amuse, my take on that was it was early Billy Joel to me.
Yeah.
A little early Billy Joel,
Yeah,
which
for sure.
I loved.
Yeah.
But you're,
Yeah, no, definitely. I think like Billy Joel. My dad, I think, said Billy Joel meets Randy Newman.
Yes, yes, and that's a good way to describe you, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Boy, you're looking forward to a long career with Pixar.
That's right.
No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed
Don't
to
turn
like,
that down.
like writing music for movies.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
heck yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Heck
fun.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I want to hear. We'll hear more and more from you, I'm sure. Everybody, go to charliekogenmusic.com or find him on Spotify. Charlie, this has been delightful. Thank you
Yes,
for
it's
letting
been
us
really nice.
get to know you a little bit more.
Yes,
Nice.
well, thanks for having me.
Of
I
course.
just want to apologize to any family members that were actually watching.
I
We're
hope
just
when
having fun.
we're doing live shows again, that you will come and
Yeah.
Yes, most definitely. I want
Perform in one of our live shows.
Live shows.
Yes, and
For
I
sure.
promise Claudia won't take her top. Oh, I can't promise that actually.
I promise that not at a live show.
So
Well, hopefully, none of my family will be there.
you get what you get. You get what you get.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for
Right.
joining us. Don't forget to join us on Monday mornings at 8:30 Pacific time for our
This
weekly
Monday?
check-in.
I don't think so.
Probably
I don't
not
think
this
so.
Monday.
No.
Wait a week. Wait a
Yeah.
week and then join us for that. I'll be traveling. So yeah, skipping this coming Monday, but
In a
join us.
car safely.
Yes,
Don't
I
worry.
guess I won't do it while I'm driving.
No.
So that's what you're saying. Great. All right. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank
Love
you,
to your
Charlie.
family. And
Yes.
love to all of you out there. Please go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Thank you to Rich Morales for our graphics.
Yes. Oh, and next Friday we will have Dan Domenech,
Dan Domenech, yes. Tune
star
in.
of Broadway,
Stage
Caesar,
and
and
yes, lots of
stage and
stage.
stage.
Yes.
Some screen, I'm sure.
Yes. We'll see Dan Domenech next Friday. All right. Thank you all. Goodbye. All right. Just keep smiling while it ends. Just keep smiling.